Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and we're doing a mailbag here because, well, there was breaking news, and I was going to put out a mailbag later in the week, and that one you might as well just crinkle up, throw it away, because the Raiders have officially benched Derek Carr. So, spoiler alert, a lot of the questions that come on the show are around Carr being benched. Shane Gamble, I definitely don't want to tank in 2023. I would rather throw the money at Lamar and Josh and draft a stud right tackle, right guard, and defensive tackle. I would rather the Raiders throw the bag at Lamar and throw it at Josh Jacobs as well. The issue is you don't know if Lamar Jackson's actually going to hit the free agent market. If he does, I agree, you throw him a blank check. But the issue is this. If you don't get Tom Brady, there's no other quarterback out there in free agency. There's no other quarterback out there that I would be like, all right, they're going to give us a better chance. So with that being said, you probably are better off just tanking with Jarrett Stidham and hoping you get Drake May or Caleb Williams in the 2024 draft. I hate tanking. Raider Nation doesn't deserve to tank. But if you know you're Josh McDaniels and you got another year left, what do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. So go get your guy. Let's go to Mush Dat Shiz. Brady just got joint custody. He not going nowhere. Okay, if Brady wants to go to Las Vegas, he can go to Las Vegas. And I'm going to be willing to bet with a lot of people out there, Tom Brady's going to be the Raiders starting quarterback in 2023. Let's go to Tyrone Graves. Well, back to the 2003 season. It depends what it is, but that's okay. I mean, Derek, if when you analyze what NFL teams are supposed to have, or quarterbacks are supposed to achieve, teams are supposed to achieve, playoff wins, Super Bowl wins. You don't have any of those underneath the Derek Carr era. Therefore, you have nothing to lose. So when people say, you don't know if the grass is going to be greener, the grass isn't green. You're not standing on green grass. So therefore, you got to look for green grass. That's why the movement here with Derek Carr needed to happen. Mario, what if Brady gets booed at his first home game? Then he gets booed at his first home game. I guarantee you this. Brady's been booed before, right? Like, he's not going to be surprised. And I think it's going to be one of those things where he might get booed his first game. He might. But Brady's going to drop back. He's going to hit Devontae Adams for a touchdown. And everyone, including me, is going to stand up and cheer. Raider fans want to win. And if you can win with Brady, I don't care who it is. I don't care who's out there. If you can win, you're going to make Raider fans happy. And that's what it's about. Getting the Raiders to win. So who do y'all think here? We've seen a lot of different names out there. Who's going to be the Raiders starting quarterback in 2023? If it was up to me and I had to rank all the names, I'd say Tom Brady is number 1. Jimmy Garoppolo, probably number 2. Jarrett Stidham at number 3 now. And then I would throw out names like a CJ Stroud. I'd throw out a name like a Jacoby Brissett. I would love to have Lamar Jackson. I would even entertain a trade for Jordan Love. Who's going to be the Raiders starting quarterback, though, in 2023? Let me know. Next one. Raider Blake, what do you think about Jarrett Stidham? I think Jarrett Stidham stinks. I don't think Jarrett Stidham's even a top 40 quarterback in the NFL. But McDaniels is going to roll with Stidham because he's his guy. And that's just the way it is. Putting Stidham in doesn't make you a better team. If Stidham and the Raiders beat the Niners, I will literally smash an egg on my forehead live here on the Raiders Report because I don't think anybody would expect that. But this is what they need to do because it makes more sense in terms of saving money. Because if, God forbid, Derek were to get hurt, you'd pay him $32.9 million in 2023, $7.5 million in 2024, $40.4 million in total. Those numbers, I'm going to be seeing them in my sleep tonight. Let's go to Cameron Sproul. Brady will need the pen soon. All right, so you're saying he needs diapers. Shit, man, if I'm 47, 46 years old, and I look the way Brady does, great. He can have the pens. He's still playing at an okay level. He's playing at a higher level than Derek Carr right now, and there's going to be a lot of people that don't agree with that. The Raiders' offensive line and the Bucs' offensive line right now. Raiders' offensive line's better. The Bucs are dead last in the NFL in rushing yards. The Raiders right now got Josh Jacobs. Your receiving core, would you rather have the Bucs receiving core or would you rather have the Raiders receiving core? And I'm also throwing the tight ends into that mix. You would pick the Raiders receiving core. So, I get that people want to say that Brady's fallen off. He's fallen off. I still think he's an upgrade over Derek. Let's go to Christopher Dahl. Please, no Lamar. The Ravens built a team around him. I don't trust the Raiders' current coaching staff to build a Lego house, and Tom Brady ain't it. Well, Christopher, what is it then? What's the answer? What would you do? Because I think that's the issue. I would love to build around Lamar Jackson. I agree with you that I don't trust Josh McDaniels to build a Lego house. And Tom Brady, to me, is it because I don't trust McDaniels to build a Lego house. I trust Tom Brady because Tom Brady, wherever he's gone, he's won football games. And Brady shows me that he plays well at the end of games, plays well in the second half, can get you to the postseason. And if you got Tom Brady come playoff time, I don't care what your record is. You ask any single NFL team out there if they want to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers led by Tom Brady in the postseason. The answer is an outstanding no. Midnight Raider King. Try to trade Carr, bring in TB12, draft Hendon Hooker, and build the D with the rest of the draft picks. If Hendon Hooker didn't tear his ACL, I'd be on board for that. What scares me, though, is he's already 24 years old. He's got a torn ACL. So essentially, you're not really going to get to see Hendon Hooker play until he's 25 years old. I would rather just take somebody like Jordan Love, trade for a 5th-round pick for him. Because Hooker, 4th-round pick, I think Hooker would have went in the 2nd round. The only reason why I would love for the Raiders to get Hendon is because I guarantee you this, me and many Raider fans would get Hooker jerseys. Let's go to Daniel Caps Keenan. Last 2 quarterbacks we drafted in the 1st round was Jamarcus Russell and Todd Maranovich. I'm worried. You should be worried. Drafting a quarterback in round 1 is never a given, right? Jamarcus Russell, huge bust. Maranovich, huge bust. I mean, look at even with, the whole thing going on with Zach Wilson. Nothing's ever guaranteed. If you want to have a successful franchise, you need to have a successful team all around them. And I believe what the Raiders are going to try to do this offseason is they're going to put Brady in place. Brady's going to take a cheaper deal, and they're going to try to build a team around him. That's what I see happening. Let's go to one of the guys on Mount Rushmore. It's Raider frickin' Ron. Everybody spam Raider Ron down in the chat. TB12 and Gronk is almost a guarantee in 2023 now. Hopefully, we draft a quarterback TB can mentor and take over in 2 years. I believe we needed a change. Hate feeling optimistic in weeks 1 to 10, then let down in the final weeks 11 to 17. I'm with you, man. And I think this is a positive way to think about it. If you can get guys who have been there, done that, and not only been there, done that, have had the amount of success that they have, I do think that mentality can spread. When you see players like Josh Jacobs being frustrated, you're telling me Josh Jacobs won't want to play with Tom Brady? You're telling me that some of these other big-time free agents wouldn't want to come play with Tom Brady? Of course they would. Everybody would want to play with him. Why? He's had the success. And even if he's not playing at that high level, Brady's always been out there playing chess when everyone else has been out there playing checkers. So, Ron, I'm glad you and I agree. But this does lead me to this question. Who's more to blame? Because anytime a player of Derek Carr's caliber gets benched, somebody deserves blame. Is it McDaniels? Is it Derek Carr? If you want to throw out the name Mark Davis, I'm on board for that. I do think that all 3 of them deserve blame. But my question here is, who deserves more blame? Type M for McDaniels, or I want you to type C for Derek Carr. If anybody has the cojones to bet on the Raiders this week against the Niners, which I believe right now are a 9.5 or 10-point underdog, you can go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125 that gets you 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? It means if you put down $100, you're going to get $125 for free to bet with. If you want to bet on other NFL games, you can do that. You want to bet on the NBA? Hell, go for it. College football? I put some money down on college football this week. I took Georgia and I took Michigan. And I took Michigan to win it all. Why? I'm a Charles Woodson fan, but I'm also a company man here at Chat Sports. So go to chatsports.com/Raiders for the best deal on the internet for betting. Promo code Raiders125 for 125% deposit bonus. So what does that mean? You put down $100, you get $125 for free to bet with, and the odds have just been updated yet again. It was -6 when I woke up this morning for San Francisco. It's now -10.5. That tells you everything you need to know about Jarrett Stidham. The over-under is 41.5, and the Raiders are 10.5-point underdogs. Yikes. It sounds like it's going to be one interesting watch party, so hopefully y'all tune in. Remember, put your money where your mouth is, chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125. What's up, Kimberly Johnson? TB is going to win the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is in Vegas. First quarterback to win a home Super Bowl, going to win another one. Nothing to do with McDonald's system. You know what? That's kind of funny. When you think about the fact that Brady went to Tampa Bay with the Buccaneers, won a Super Bowl in Tampa. Comes to Las Vegas, Super Bowl in Las Vegas 2023. I mean, we always talk about how the NFL is rigged, right? The amount of people that said the Steelers were going to win that game because of the whole Franco Harris situation and him passing. RIP to one of the greats out there, but I'm not someone who believes in the NFL being rigged. I'll also say this, though. I know how many times people think, oh, the NFL is always against the Raiders. The NFL, they are more for Tom Brady than any player in the NFL right now. Anyone. So you put Brady on your side, maybe some stuff starts to go your way a little bit more. What up, DJ FaZe? Here comes the 2000 eras with quick fix quarterbacks. That's the chance you got to take. And I think that's the thing. You have to be willing to take that chance because you can't keep doing the whole Derek Carr thing over and over and over and over. Keep doing that over and over, you're in a worse spot. You're in a worse spot. Let's go to Moises. F McDaniels, F Brady, F Jimmy G, and F Mark Davis. Best for DC. Sergeant Fighter with a 555. What about restructuring DC? Signing Sean Payton as coach and GM. Let's get rid of Mick and Zig. Okay, I'll say this. For one, you got to trade for Sean Payton. He's still got 1 year left. And I'll tell you this straight up. The team that Sean Payton's most likely to coach in the future, I actually think is more the Chargers than any other team out there. I love Sean. I think he'd be a great head coach. He's going to be one of my top head coaches when I put out another Josh McDaniels replacement video. Now, unfortunately, though, restructuring DC's contract isn't something that I want. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. Say it with me. It's time to move on. So is Carr the best Raiders quarterback ever? Wow, Sam's really going to go for this one. Y for yes, N for no. There's a lot of people out there that are going to type yes because they're going to look at statistics. I mean, for me, it's a no. You can't be considered the greatest quarterback ever when you've never won anything. Does all that blame go on his shoulders? No, the Raiders have never had a good defense. I get all of that. It's also totally different eras. All the records are going to be broken because now the NFL is so focused on protecting offensive players instead in the past where it was definitely focused on, defensive players. I mean, Derek's going to go as top 5 quarterback all time. I can't put him at number 1. I mean, you got to say the Snake, Plunkett. I mean, what do you guys? How do you lean on that? Gannon, where would you lead as the best Raiders quarterback of all time? Snake, his numbers aren't the greatest, but he was a leader. Gannon was great. Plunkett, Darryl LaMonica. I mean, you got definitely a lot of names up there. I'm curious, though. What about Tom Flores? Shit, I love Tom Flores. Y for yes, N for no. Is Carr the best Raiders quarterback ever? Christopher Dahl, TB12, days away from a retirement home. Chris. You know what I'm most upset about, Chris? Chris said he was going to break the Raiders report record for highest super chat ever sent in if they made the playoffs. I got the screenshot. Unfortunately, Chris, doesn't look like it's going to happen, which means we just got to go to Vegas and party now. So let's go to Sandman. Make up your mind. Is it Carr or McDaniels? It's both. I feel like too often people, when they tune into the show, they only watch bits and pieces. Derek Carr was not great. Josh McDaniels is not great. Derek deserves blame. McDaniels deserves blame. They both deserve blame. The issue is Mark Davis and Josh McDaniels are going to keep each other together, and they're going to move away from DC. Saying it's both of their faults isn't a bad thing. Both of these guys deserve blame. Everyone deserves blame. It's team sport. Tyler Turner, the team will quit on the coaches and defend Derek. I disagree. I'll tell you what, that'd be one hell of a story to try to cover, but I also know if players want to try to keep their jobs, they know Derek's not going to be coming back. That's the other part of it, right? If you're in a situation where you want to be able to defend your guy, but hey, I got to keep my friends, my family in mind first. Me, you got to do that. And I just think players are going to go out there. They're going to do their business because that's their job. And in the NFL, the business that it is, sometimes you just got to understand it's a business. And they're moving on from Derek Carr because, let's be real, I think moving on from Derek Carr is the right move here for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, y'all, if this show, this mailbag, the Raiders Report doesn't prove to y'all how crazy this team is to cover, then I don't know what will. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. We're going to be live on Thursday for the Cowboys-Titans Thursday night football game. Jeremy Chuggs and I are going to be having a ball. We're also going to be going up against our Cowboys show. I got a special guest coming into the studio, so please keep that in mind. So if you're looking for free Raiders videos, live interaction, just trying to bring an Oakland tailgate feel to you, and just trying to stay up to date with everything going on around this team, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. That way you always know everything going on around the silver and black.